of time made fun of someone with a disability just because they do things differently from you. For example, like the way that they walk, they talk, or like do everyday activities. One common learning disability is autism. Autism is a disorder characterized by social impairments, communication difficulties, and restricted, repetitive, and stereotype patterns of behavior. How would you like it? People with disability are given the shorter end of the stick in life. For example, how would you like it if the government decided that there's no such thing as college for low-income families? I know a lot of you wouldn't like it because we're EOP students. The reason why the government decided to decrease on inclusive classrooms are because of budget cuts. Declining inclusion classrooms because of budget cuts. A solution is to inform our audience of the discrimination against children with autism. Problem: inclusion classrooms are slowly disappearing. According to the article, Maximizing Individual Growth, it states that inclusion classroom offers the individual a sense of belonging to diverse human family, and to have the ability to be comfortable with their surroundings, and also have the ability to be themselves, and they will not be judged by doing that. The reason why inclusion classrooms are slowly disappearing are because of budget cuts. For example, where I'm from, in Newark, they're embracing like a huge budget cut because they lost $1 million for after-school programs that help the young do something extracurricular activities after school, according to the New Jersey Real Times. I interviewed my cousin. Her name is Heather Stevenson, she's a senior at Rutgers University, and for 2 years she worked in an inclusion classroom dealing with children with autism. I asked her the following questions. What is it like to be in an inclusion classroom? Do you think the kids in an inclusive classroom can work well in a normal classroom? Do you think children with learning disabilities should be discriminated against because of budget cuts? And lastly, what do you think should be done to stop the cut of inclusion classrooms? For the first one, she said that there are about 6 students per classroom with 5 to 6 teachers, which means that the students have more one-on-one time with the teachers. And to sum the second question up, she just said that they need more one-on-one time with the teacher, because if they're like in a big classroom, they'll feel overwhelmed and begin to start acting out. For the third question about discrimination, she believed that they shouldn't be discriminated against. That she believed that children with disabilities should be put before anyone else, and that to stop. What do you think should be done to stop discrimination against inclusion classroom is maybe a petition. My solution is to inform people that discrimination is still going on, not just because of race or gender, but also with learning disabilities. By providing people with information, I believe that they'll be more knowledgeable of what's going on and see that it's wrong and try to stop it. When I took a personal survey of what people may think about inclusion classroom, like do they even know what is it, or do they agree or disagree on keeping them? As you can see, a lot of people didn't really know exactly what inclusion classroom was. So by informing them, most of them agreed to keep them instead of eliminating them. Okay. I'm gonna show you a video that describes like what inclusion classroom really is, and I want you to think like, how would you feel if you was as helpless as these children were? the students with everyday activities. How the classroom make them feel as if that they're involved, that they can help the world actually, instead of just seeming as if that they was helpless. In conclusion, inclusion classrooms are again slowly disappearing because of the loss of budget cuts. And also, I believe that by informing people what inclusion classroom does and how it can help, I believe that they will actually agree with me and on keeping